Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Movie Backlot Podcast. My name is Steven. That right there is Dylan. No Alexander this week, but Dylan, how are you doing today?
I am doing all right. This is my study break from finals week.
Fun times,
So
fun times.
yeah, the best week ever. But I'm actually pretty excited to talk movies and talk about Rogue One and box office, Blu-rays, all that.
I mean, it's me and you. We could have gone into a rant about how amazing the finals have been, but they've been just ass whooping, so it's not even,
Hey,
it's pointless to talk
hey,
about.
right there's my Steph Curry jersey. He's my favorite player. So this has been a wonderful finals. Just gonna
No,
sit
no,
back,
man.
relax.
I'm a back.
Nothing is better than so I've watched like 90% of Warriors games this season. Nothing beats when Steph Curry's on fire or Klay Thompson's on fire, but a close third is in garbage time when Mo Buckets comes out and he just chucks threes whenever he gets the ball.
Yeah, but I want a competition. Like that's the one thing is like, no matter what, like no matter the team, I always want a good game. And what the Cavaliers put on yesterday was a shame, like travesty bad. But I mean, this isn't a sports or basketball podcast. But damn, LeBron, damn it, get your team together, man. Shit, I don't want a 4-game sweep. Like playoffs are like the best part of basketball season, man. Damn, and
But
ugh.
to be fair, we did get that amazing Warriors Thunder series,
Yeah, that's gonna
which
be
was
the
like basically
finals.
the finals. And then the Cavs is like, we're here too.
That's a
We got
shame.
Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith playing important defensive minutes on a finals team.
That's a shame. Um, but nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Movie Backlot Podcast. As Dylan stated, we get together, we talk about movies, we talk about the biggest news stories, the weirdest news stories, whatever you want to talk about. If some weird movie's coming out on Blu-ray, Dylan will talk about it. He'll praise it, and pretty much
Oh,
we are going.
100%.
We're going.
There's already a weird movie that I saw at my indie theater that comes out this week, and I'm
Uh,
actually able to talk about it and
uh,
not just like fake as if it's good.
all
I
right.
can say my actual
So
opinion.
pretty much, we're gonna talk about the box office numbers, a bunch of news. We're talking Star Wars reshoots, how poorly Turtles did, if X-Men Apocalypse, a bunch of stuff is happening. John Boyega news just popped up. There's a couple things we're gonna talk about. So it goes, and we're also gonna talk about what's coming out this weekend, Blu-rays, all that good stuff. You can find us on iTunes, Movie Backlot Podcast. But Dylan, so
Yeah.
is this the year of the sequels that just don't live up to the hypes, man? Because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles only made $35 million in the theaters, which I believe the first one made 65 or 60
The
something million.
first one, I'm looking it up right
It made
now.
a
The
decent amount.
first the first one made 65 million opening weekend, and which ended with a 191 million dollar domestic gross. Good, and then where's this worldwide? Worldwide it made 493 million. This one's not going to do that.
Not even close.
This one made half domestic. It'll be lucky, I think. I think it's a shot to crack 100 million because I'm not actually wait. So I was gonna say because I'm not sure when the next big kids movie is gonna come out, and then I realized that Finding Dory comes out in literally 2 weeks.
That comes out.
That's gonna take away. It comes out the 17th,
Okay.
so 2 weeks. So that's gonna that's gonna. So then once that comes out, TMNT will be making like 10 million if it's lucky, 8 million that weekend. So I think that'll end with like a 80 million domestic run, and I'll have to hope that overseas it can make 300 million or so to still be profitable.
I don't know because like this thing got a bigger budget and made less money. That just seems to be a pattern in Hollywood. The first one made a lot of money. Let's give it another $50 million on top of it. And what was the budget for the first one?
Well,
Do you have it there?
the first one was 125. This one was
So
135. So they
only
only
10.
added $10 million. So it wasn't like a huge amount. Plus the movie was 11 minutes longer, so it was like kind of proportional.
So I myself
Roughly.
put the first movie as one of the worst, my worst movie that I saw last year. Having not seen a bunch of movies, it was my
It wasn't
worst.
last year. It's 2014.
Well, whenever it came out, I remember we talked about it. It was my worst. I was very upset with it, and I put it on there. You sure it wasn't last year, or was it? No, it wasn't.
It's 2014 because it came out a week after Guardians.
But pretty much, I just gave up on this franchise. You have Michael Bay's. I mean, the trailers were getting to me. I was almost falling for it. But luckily, I looked at the reviews and I was like, no, no, these tricks you're playing in your trailers, Michael Bay, not this time, buddy. Because I didn't go see it. I actually did not go see the Ninja Turtles movie, and everything I'm hearing about fans is that this is the weird thing. There are hardcore Ninja Turtle fans online and in real life that I know. Some of them love this movie. Some of them called it one of
I
the
can
worst
see
things
that.
they've ever seen, though. So
I
I'm
can
like,
see that.
how do you both equally love Ninja Turtles, but one person says it's the worst thing ever, and then the other says it's the best thing ever? I don't get it.
Well, so I saw the movie and I actually liked the first one. I walked out. I was like, I kind of liked it. I liked the big action set piece. The turtles were cool. I liked the darker tone, kind of. Okay, cool. Whatever else. And the sequel, I love the trailers for the sequel, and and I was like, oh, so it's just gonna be like the cartoon in live action. And I've never really watched the cartoon too much. I've seen like an episode here or there. I'm not very familiar, but I've seen like all the movies, like the '90s ones, the animated reboot, and then these two.
Mm-hmm.
If the cartoon is similar to this, the cartoon must be really shitty.
Well, I mean,
Because
it's like your typical cartoons. I mean, the Ninja Turtles cartoon isn't great. Like the original, people say the original is the best one, but if we're being honest, the one from the early 2000s is the best cartoon story. The original was corny, fun, stupid, but from what I'm hearing about this movie is that it embraced some of the stupid.
it fully embraced the stupid. As someone who sat through this, it fully there was one Easter egg that as someone who loves some of the music choices from the second film, that made me happy. And I like that the end credits had the TMNT theme song mixed with Go Ninja Go. So I was like, okay, this is cool.
So if it embraced the
Some
dumb, why are some fans of the original?
because the movie's really dumb.
But the original source material was really dumb, and people liked it, and people liked dumb stuff. Like, that's,
Apparently, it may have messed up the characterization of Casey Jones. I like Casey Jones in the
I
movie
mean,
because I thought Stephen
from
Amell
the
was
trailer,
fine.
that mother effer's a cop, already a fuck up. Like, he's like a security guard in the damn trailer I saw.
Well, yeah, he is. But
Okay, well then
everyone else hates him.
Well then that's the point. It sucks though because Casey Jones is a rebel, and a rebel like crime. He's a crime fighting rebel before the Turtles kind of guy, and here he's a cop. I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but from what I see, he's a cop. He's cool though. I heard he's all right. He's pretty awesome. But Casey Jones, have you ever seen Arrow?
I've watched I've watched an episode and 10 minutes into the second one.
Oh wait, so what do you know Stephen Amell from? Just Arrow?
I mean, just that, and I thought he was cool in it. And then I watched this movie, and I thought he was fine. I liked
Okay,
him.
so if you've ever seen Arrow, you know that Arrow is essentially the first couple seasons. It's like Batman. He's super dark, super gritty.
Yeah.
Casey Jones is supposed to be his character in Arrow, but from some review that I read, they were like,
Oh, he had some wisecracking.
So they were, but from the character that I heard in of the Ninja Turtles movie, people were like, well, they must have said, well, we don't want you to be Arrow to confuse people, so just be a smartass who's kind of goofy and do stuff like that. So, because he's supposed to be a wisecracking, dark, badass kind of guy, like a smartass, but like a badass, dark, like brooding, not trying to bang April O'Neil kind of guy. I mean, I get
Oh
it.
yeah,
I get
he's
it. April
trying.
O'Neil is hot.
Him and Mikey.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, there's an entire scene where it's just slow motion Megan Fox like taking off her clothes as she's like walking in public, and I was like, I can get into this.
Oh, I thought that was just for the trailer. That was actually.
Oh
the movie.
no, it's an actual scene in the movie. It's like 10 minutes in, and at that point, I was like, I mean, because I'm a teenage boy, I'm enjoying this, but like, as for whether this movie's good, it's pretty terrible so far. And then it got slightly better. The villains are pretty awful. Especially Krang. Krang is like unbearably bad. As someone who's not familiar with the cartoon,
is it true that the ending scene is very similar to the first movie where
Yes.
we're on a roof? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a CGI.
And the most annoying thing to me was what really sold me on this movie with the trailers was that last shot, where either Bebop or Rocksteady's driving a tank on a river and shoots at the turtles. That scene ends 25 seconds after that.
Oh, that's the ending of the movie.
No, of that scene, of that action
Yeah,
set
that's
piece.
the ending.
I paid to go see this movie because I wanted to see that action set piece.
Are there cool
and
action
it was
set pieces?
incredibly short. No.
There are like none besides that one.
there's literally like no like super fun action
So
set
there's
pieces.
not there's no scene better than the first movie's Snow Hill.
No,
No,
not at all.
damn it.
There as a basketball fan, the first 10 minutes they like go to a Knicks game. They like go inside the like jumbotron as like their place to hide. But so and nobody else probably have this deal. But as like I'm a pretty big basketball fan. This movie showed when it was shot because they had Andrea Bargnani bombing away from three, and out of all the Knicks to pick to like show off like not even Carmelo Anthony. They're
I mean,
showing like
that means that the movie was
not even
filmed when Melo was
Porzingis didn't
hurt.
happen.
Melo was hurt last
Yeah,
year.
they're showing fucking Bargnani like bombing away from three and Mikey's like woo and I'm like oh my god
no
that was
true,
the one three he
no
made.
true Knick fans goes woo for Bargnani. Like I'm just saying, not no true basketball fan says the words, "Oh my God, Bargnani has the ball from three." Woo, 7-foot center with no defense. Yes, let's get excited, folks. All right, well, I will see this movie when it's on Netflix or on TV. I know I will. I watched the first one twice.
Oh god.
I went alone, and then my cousin wanted to watch it. I watched it, whatever. This one,
Oh, that's
nobody
right.
I knew
remember you
said,
saying that.
nobody I knew said, let's go watch this one. That was already a problem. So, yeah. So we have that movie not doing well. Then we have X-Men Apocalypse with a 65% drop.
Mhm.
Only made $22 million this weekend. And if you're Fox, this has to be a huge disappointment for you, right? It has to be.
Oh, 100%. This movie, I mean, it's doing pretty well overseas. It's made 284 million overseas, and I'm sure it's gonna profit. 'Cause I think at this point it's doubled its production budget. It'll probably make a profit. But
It's
like this
it's
is a
not
movie
gonna
that they
pass.
sunk
It's
like
not
a
gonna
ton of
pass.
money into. Well, Deadpool was their risk, and it turned out that it was the opposite.
And it's not going to make more than Days of Future Past from the look of it, money-wise.
Let me.
Because
I
Days
don't
of Future
think
Past
s-
made what this movie made. It made like 80, no, it made like 100. How much is it? I think it made a good amount of money.
Days of Future Past made $747 million worldwide. This is at 401, so it's not going to catch up to there, but it's a real possibility of making like 550 maybe.
Maybe 6, yeah.
550, 500. But one
Hmm.
good thing is that it has already passed First Class by like $50 million.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, First Class. I mean, First Class did really well critically
What was the
and
budget
got like
on
a
that
pretty
one?
good fan.
Was that, because that was Matthew Vaughn,
Uh,
was that like a 100 million?
so looking at it, it was 160, so it was still
That's the
substantial. But
budget? Wow.
yeah, for First Class, and it was good enough to continue the franchise,
How
and
much
that
did it
made
make?
353 million.
How much did that movie?
That made 353. Apocalypse was made for
Worldwide?
178. Yeah, worldwide.
Wow, I'm shocked by that.
It didn't do that.
Matthew
amazing.
Vaughn's movies don't bank usually. It's really interesting.
Kingsman did really well.
Was that like most of his movies most of his
Yeah.
movies don't bank like
Huh.
it's
I
interesting.
agree.
Well nonetheless, X-Men Apocalypse, when it's your third movie, you expect to go out with a bang. As shitty as Spider-Man 3 was, that thing went out with a bang. Movies that are the third ones usually make a lot of money, and I'm sure that they were expecting this thing to be about 100 million opening weekend and all this other stuff.
At least.
And
Especially after BVS, Deadpool, and Civil War all made like 130 plus. They were probably expecting this one to make at least 100, and it made 80, and then it had a
No, it
had
made
a
60.
huge.
It made
Actually,
60.
no, it's true. It made
it
65.
made 80
which
in the
is-
4-day weekend.
Like Deadpool doubled it, didn't it?
Yeah, Deadpool made like 150. It was pretty high. It was pretty up there. But the crazy thing is that like, what I don't even know what to blame. It's not superhero fatigue because I didn't watch this movie because of the marketing behind it, and it just didn't gravitate towards me with the trailer. And I had a feeling that Jennifer Lawrence
think
was
it's
going to
that-
make a big part in the movie.
I think it's that the general public that only cares about Wolverine. Like the Wolverine had, I think, I'm pretty sure the Wolverine had a similar box office opening to this did, and that was just Hugh Jackman. That was nobody.
Well-
that was coming off one of the worst movies ever.
This is the problem that the movie established, though. So the X-Men are a team. They have so many awesome X-Men, right? And then the one X-Men that you choose to focus on after X-Men First Class is Mystique. That's who you chose to focus on. That is a problem. Because, no offense to Mystique, she is boring as fuck. In the comic book, she's okay, but she's not like, oh my god, Mystique is in this comic book, we must read it. No, she's not that. Psylocke is a cool character. Cyclops is a cool character. Storm, like, all these awesome characters, and then what you focus on is you be like, let's make Mystique the badass. Days of Future Past made money because of the fact that you brought back Wolverine and the original cast, and people like that. This one is
And it was also really good, and it
yeah,
had great word of mouth.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Because
there's no repeat.
Days of Future Past had the same opening weekend as like the Winter Soldier, and it had the same opening weekend as made Spider-Man 2, but it made just as much, if not, it made just as much of those movies because it was so good.
Yeah, and then
it had great word of mouth.
This one has bad word of mouth, and there's no repeat viewings. I'm never gonna see this movie again. Probably.
I'm gonna see it one more time.
I mean,
probably.
the Quicksilver scene.
I really liked it.
The Quicksilver scene is awesome. I thought it was okay. It would fall behind Days of Future Past, behind First Class, behind X2, behind X1, behind Deadpool for me. Definitely, it's behind the second Wolverine movie for me, honestly, because it is forgettable when it comes to scenes. And, you know, you have all this stuff about the choke scene. That's just another dumb. That's like the whole billboard. That's just dumb. I'm sorry. Like, I can't. I get it. It's a man and a female, but she's a mutant. She's a superhero. It's just I don't get it. But the movie didn't make any money. It's gonna make, like you said, it's probably gonna top out around 500 million. Because summer's it's still starting. Summer's in full swing. So. Let's move on here. Next we have Me Before You, made $18 million, almost $19 million here. Didn't go see it, didn't appeal to me. I mean, I don't mind watching romantic movies. I like certain romantic movies, but there's nothing about this that made me go, oh, I really want to see this. Alice Through the Looking Glass is bombing fucking hard. It made $11 million, has made $51 million so far. That is awful. Awful.
It's not doing horrible worldwide. It's been 125 worldwide, but it should probably still be higher than that.
That's gotta be bad though. Worldwide, didn't the first Alice make like that in the opening weekend?
The first one, yeah, probably.
Coming in.
I mean, it's still gonna be probably Disney's biggest bomb of the year. But they have Finding Dory coming out in 2 weeks, which is gonna make like 130 million opening weekend. It's
gonna bank hard, and then
like,
all those little fishes are gonna be endangered again.
Probably. Like one of my friends who sees literally a movie a year cannot wait for Finding Dory. Like that's the movie that she's picking to go see this year. And I was like, really? That's like Finding Dory would like literally be like my 30th choice for a movie to watch this year if you would have asked me in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, but not that excited. I mean, I'm gonna see it because I love Pixar. But anything Pixar makes, I'm pretty much gonna see. Coming in at number 5, we have the Angry Birds. It made 10 million. 87.
Oh, I saw this.
Oh, you did? Okay. 87 million worldwide so far. Wasn't terrible. I mean, it's got about a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, right? 50 to 40.
Honestly, if this movie's on Netflix and you're like, I got like 70 minutes to burn, because I think that's how long it is. It's not very long. It's not terrible. Josh Gad is sufferable.
Sufferable.
The main I forget who the main bird is, but he was funny. Like the movie's really crude humor. Like there was one time that I started laughing kind of hard. Like none of the kids in my theater started laughing just because it was like sex humor, and I'm a teenage boy, and I thought it was funny. The animation's really nice. The story is fine. If you've played the app, you're like, oh, cool, they're in slingshots now. It's just like the video game. It's actually shot pretty well. Yeah, I was like, wow, it's the best video game movie ever so far.
Well, its budget is 73 million, and it's made 87 million domestic. Not sure what it's made worldwide, but I'll equally say that it's doubled its budget.
It's made 283 worldwide, but I one of my friends told me something about its marketing budget, and let me double check that. Because one of my friends said they spent like 400 million marketing the movie.
There's no fucking way.
And I'm like,
oh my God, there's no way.
I hope not. No, it said it will cost 100. Okay, so they spent 100 million marketing it, which is better.
So okay, so
But the Minions movie last year had a $600 million marketing
because they
budget.
put that shit everywhere, but
And it made money.
it made its money back, so that's fine.
It made a profit.
The other new release that came out this week that kind of bombed or pretty much bombed was Popstar Never Stop Never Stopping. It made $4 million, almost $5 million. Um, it was only released in 2,000 theaters though, so I'm not sure why that reasoning was. But also, I don't know what the budget is. It's not listed here, so I'm not sure what the budget for
It
this movie
was
is.
21 million from what I read from Variety, if I remember correctly.
So it's gonna struggle to make its money back with this one, which is weird
In
because
theaters.
yeah, but it's weird because I thought the marketing campaign for this was really good, like
Yeah, I mean,
legitimately good.
yeah, I saw his opening day, and we got the lowest or like the smallest theater. Like my theater here for my college town has like 15 theaters, and we got easily the smallest one for Popstar on opening day, and there was 5 of us in there. But
It's
I
weird.
think that but I think this movie will be, and this is what the head guy at Paramount said. He said that, or no, Universal, it's who made this. He said that he thinks that this could get like a cult following on like VOD and Blu-ray and DVD,
I mean, I've
and
heard
recoup its cost that
great
way, and I
things
can
about the
definitely
movie.
see that.
I've heard great
And I'm
things
gonna buy
about
it
it.
on Blu-ray. The soundtrack's amazing. The movie's really funny. I've been listening to the soundtrack like nonstop the last few days. It's a really funny movie, and if you like the Lonely Islands like
Uh,
comedy and their sketch comedy, then this is right up your alley.
no, I'm definitely gonna see it. I didn't see it this weekend, but I love the Lonely Island. Been on their bandwagon since I'm on a boat. I mean, I love them. They're amazing.
That was 7 years ago.
Yeah, I know. So it's even
Insane.
like I listened to their entire both their albums. I think they have 2 albums. I listened to oh they have one album,
I have two, I
2 albums.
believe.
Yeah, they have 2 albums. Yeah, they have 2 albums. I listened to the first album
Well, three now.
like
'Cause Popstar
I've
soundtrack.
listened to it so much. I love both albums. So yeah, so that's what's happened. That's what came out. That's the box office numbers this week. Interesting. There's a few things. Next week, or what's coming out this week is going to affect the box office because there are a few big movies coming out. Well, some will bomb though because opening this week we have Now You See Me 2, The Conjuring 2, and Warcraft. Of these 3 movies, which one do you think has the highest score on Rotten Tomatoes so far?
Well, I'm looking at it, but I just would have guessed
I would have
Conjuring 2.
guessed
James
that.
Wan was directing it, and I knew that Warcraft had terrible buzz.
So I would have guessed The Conjuring 2 would have had it as well. Not as good as it does though. It's a sequel, horror movie sequel. Most aren't great, but so far I'm hearing that Conjuring 2 is probably even better than Conjuring 1, which is saying a lot because The Conjuring 1 is one of the best horror movies of the last
Hmm
10 years, easily.
Yeah,
Um,
I watched Chris Stuckman's review, and spoiler alert for his review, he gave The Conjuring 2 in A,
yes, I saw that. And
and I was like, oh wow,
he's a huge horror guy though. He loves horror. He's a huge movie guy. He loves movies. So if it's a good
he
movie,
likes good movies.
yeah. Um, so you don't like horror films, so you won't be watching this. I
I'm
don't
gonna see this
really.
because it's gonna because no, I like horror movies that have good that are good.
Oh, you don't like the
So like The
cheesy
Witch,
Friday the 13th
like
setting.
Annabelle, that shit was terrible. And this is the same franchise. So this entire time I've been like, The Conjuring 2, this thing's gonna suck.
I thought it was.
And then Chris Tuckman gave it an A, and I'm like, okay.
Then it has an
I
86.
agree with Chris, like 70% of the time probably, up like a rough estimate. And it's at least gonna have like good cinematography and like at least good tension. And for me, I love thriller horror films that can like give me tension. That's why The Witch is my second favorite movie of the year so far. So for that,
Like-
so I'm gonna see The Conjuring 2. I haven't seen The Conjuring yet, but I'm just gonna order it off Amazon for 10 because the Blu-ray's $10. I'm like, okay, I'll
So
pay
the-
$10, watch The Conjuring, and go see this.
So The Conjuring's isn't a jump scare fest, which is what I like. There are jump scares, but
Same.
it's not a jump scare fest. I haven't seen The Witch before.
As
What
long
I've
as it's
heard.
earned.
So what I haven't seen The Witch before. When I've heard about The Witch is it's built on suspense so that when things do happen, it freaks you out even more.
Yes.
So I believe that the first Conjuring is very much like that for two
Then
thirds of
it's
the
right
movie. For
up my
2/3 of the movie, except for the bottom of maybe the last third where stuff happens more crazy. I might see this. I might not. I'm not the biggest horror fan. But like you, I'm like, this is probably gonna have a great story. It's James Wan. It's gonna look beautiful. It's gonna be creepy. It's what he does. So
I'm gonna try to go not at a night showing though, because the general public for
yeah, I
horror
don't.
films is terrible. So
Yeah.
I want to go see this at like 11 a.m. It'll be like me and like six other people, and we'll all get freaked out together.
So if I see
That's how I saw
this,
The Witch, and it was great.
if I
Just like
s-
I was basically alone in the theater, lights dimmed, and it was great.
if I see this, it's going to be on Thursday at 7 or 6, whenever the first showing is. Because over here there's like a first showing that's super early, so I'll definitely
Yeah,
see it
yeah,
then.
we
Um,
have that too.
so the other
I'll speak.
one, then we have Now You See Me 2. Now You See Me 1 was okay. I'll say it was fine. Now You See Me 2, haven't seen that much marketing for it, so I'm assuming it's not gonna do well. I don't have much interest in seeing it. I don't understand how this movie made so much money, the first one, enough for a sequel. It has a great cast that I actually
Made a
like:
lot.
Daniel Radcliffe, Dave Franco, Woody Harrelson. Who else is in this? Mark Ruffalo. I mean, it's got a great cast. But
Morgan Freeman,
Morgan
if you didn't
Freeman,
say
is he back in this one? I'm not even sure.
yeah.
He is back. Okay, so
He was in the trailer that I watched, so I assume he's back. He may have just been voice acting. I don't know.
okay, so it has a
Sure he's
great
back.
cast, but the premise, because in the first one, I went in going, okay, these are like people who practice like magic, but like fake magic. But some of the tricks that these dudes be doing, like in the trailer for this one,
It's not magic.
fucking
Or like actual magic.
Jesse Eisenberg turns into fucking water, like in the middle of rain. I'm like, okay, are we in Harry Potter land? Like, what the fuck's happening here? I thought it was just we're practicing magic and illusions. No, buddy, you're turning into water. Don't try to say that that's some random ass magic illusion bullshit. You just turned into water, and the camera's looking from above, so it's not like we were getting the illusion from like an actual person's perspective. No, we saw the camera from above. All right, it's so.
Oh yeah,
This
yeah.
is,
I'm
this is
just
one
like,
of those HBO. Maybe I'll watch it when it's there. Netflix things. Maybe.
well, see, I'd be in the same boat as you, but I have Movie Pass, and summer's about to start, so I'm gonna have a lot of free
Yeah, that's
time.
true.
So I might just like go see this. Like
I
at
have
one
Movie
more,
Pass
like
too, though.
I'll wake up at like 10:30. The movie starts at like 11:05. I'll be like, oh, I don't even have to like fucking get ready to go see like Now You See Me too. Sure, I'll go see it, and I'll probably suck. I haven't seen the first one, but I only know what the first one
It's
is. That
fine.
I listened to a basketball podcast through CBS Sports, the Iron Basketball podcast, and one of the hosts of that podcast named Matt Moore, or I'm pretty sure that's his name. He's seen this movie like 30 times because he just watches it on planes all the time when he's going to cover NBA
What
games.
the heck?
Because for him, it's like the perfect like it's a perfect like airplane movie, and his co-hosts think this movie's just complete dog shit. So I think that they're like both gonna go see it and like talk about it on the podcast. So for me, I have an incentive to go
You
see
wanna
the movie
join in
so
on
I
the
can
fun.
follow. Yeah, just so I can know what they're talking about. And that podcast got me into watching the People BOJ, because instead of talking
Oh.
about basketball, they talked about that for literally an hour.
That's a good show.
And I was like,
You talking
I
about the
was
show?
like, wow,
Or the
yeah,
documentary?
yeah.
Yeah, the show's amazing.
The show. I was like, wow, David Schwimmer says the juice a lot. This sounds right up my alley. And I was like, oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, the last one that we have here is the one that's been bombing like crazy critically. It's projected to make like little to no money this weekend. I mean, I think the projections have dropped all the way to 60 million, something along those lines, and that is Warcraft.
Weekend or domestic? Like,
Oh,
total?
for the weekend, domestic weekend.
That'd be a great weekend if it makes 60.
No, I don't think so. This movie's budget is high as fuck. This movie's budget's almost
Yeah,
20
but a
million.
$60 million opening weekend for a video game property is still pretty good.
No, but
I think
the-
it's tracking more towards like 17, isn't it?
No, I'm just, dear God, I hope not. No, this thing costs like $200 million to make.
Well, yeah. Warcraft looks for a modest 25 million opening at the
Oh,
box office.
really? Was maybe I was reading the hopes they were hoping for a $60 million weekend.
Yeah, that makes more
Let me
sense. Because
see.
a 60, they'd be like, they would be dancing in the streets if this movie got 60
I don't
million.
think they'd be dancing in the streets for no 60 on a $200 million movie. Let me see what's
I think given that it has a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
maybe it's because actually it's got a 16%. It's or 17 on my end. Actually, I think it made it made 69 million overseas this weekend. That's what it was. It made 69 million overseas this weekend, and it came out last weekend in Europe, I believe it was. Right?
Hmm.
Am I right with that?
Yeah, and it's doing well overseas, and it's yet to open in China, I think, which might be able to propel it. 'Cause China might be into this.
Yeah, it's a video game movie. So I have little to no interest in watching this. I when I heard that Duncan Jones, who is the director of Moon and Source Code, which I absolutely love both of those movies, when I heard he was making this movie, I wasn't happy because this is a video game movie, a CGI fest, an Avatar type. Everything's gonna be
He's a
CGI.
big fan of the source
Oh, I
source
could.
material, so that's why
I
you want to
just
do it.
I just don't think that this is a property for a guy that is known for making small budget movies that have a lot of rich story, and knowing that they're going to try to make this into a Lord of the Rings epic badassery action packed movie. I was just worried, and it turns out that yeah, there is reason to be worried because this movie is pretty bad. It's got a horrible score on Rotten Tomatoes. The trailer and marketing have not hyped me at all to watch this. If I go watch this, it's gonna be reluctant. Like I'm just like I'm gonna have to. I have to force myself to watch this, and that's not what I want out of a Duncan Jones movie. Um, I haven't seen reviews for it, so I don't know what the problem is with the movie. I haven't seen like I know the Schmoes put something up. I think
All
Stuckman.
the Collider people liked it.
All of the Collider people liked it.
Yeah. Well, Campia's not there anymore, but Campia liked it. Dennis liked it. Christian and Mark all thought it was good.
Okay. I thought one of the movie talks I saw. I thought didn't they give like a three or one of them gave like a three or something? I don't know. It was,
Well, yeah, 3 out of 5, but that's still fresh for them.
okay, yeah, sure, okay. All right, so
So they said it was good, not great.
okay, so they liked it, but I'm guessing every other critic didn't like it because it's got a really low score. I'm not sure if the What the Flick guys reviewed it or Stuckman reviewed it or did Jeremy
I,
review this? I'm not sure
I
if
don't
they
think
did.
they have yet because I think the Clutter guys saw it because there was a press screen in Los Angeles
Okay.
like
Stuckman
a
lives in
month
like
ago.
Ohio, right? I think so. He probably hasn't seen it either, right?
Who?
Stuckman lives in like Ohio
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Segman lives in Ohio. Johns lives near Seattle
Yeah, so I'm assuming they
area.
haven't seen it. So I'd
I
be
haven't seen it.
curious to see what they think. Stuckman, I don't think is a Warcraft guy, but I think Johns might be a Warcraft guy. I'm not sure,
I'm not sure they're a video game
but
affiliation.
I mean, I'm not a Warcraft guy. I've tried to get into this game, I just never can. Or in any way, you like video games? Have you ever
I
gotten
like video
into?
games. I haven't played any of the Warcraft games, but I watched a video called "Welcome to the Fandom" by Dodger, if you know who she is on YouTube.
Yeah, press hard to continue.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and she has a really good video where she
But she's
describes
a
like
she's a
the
fan.
plot.
She's a hardcore
Yeah,
fan
yeah,
though.
she's a huge Blizzard fan. So she went through and said what the lore is for the World of Warcraft, and I thought it was really interesting. And I'm like, oh, so that's what Duncan Jones is adapting. So I'm excited to see that. A lot of fans of the game have really liked the movie.
Um,
Is what I've heard. I follow Duncan Jones on Twitter, and a bunch of like people who like love the game are like tweeting at him like a lot of like really good things. I like Duncan Jones. I like Toby Kebbell. He's in the cast. So I'm gonna see this. The trailers for me got me cautiously optimistic. I was like, oh, okay. Uh, I think that the movie could be good. I am worried that because Duncan Jones was forced to cut like 40 minutes
oh
off
my
the
god,
movie.
another one of those. Why do studios keep doing that? Like, why
Well, it's
don't they?
because you just can't play a 3 hour movie in
No,
the
no, I
theaters.
get
It's
that
much
part, but
two and a half.
why don't they control it more? Stop telling them, like, stop letting people like Snyder, like people make 3.5 hour movies, and then telling them, okay, now get it under 2 hours, like under 3 hours by like that's never gonna work because you're gonna cut out so much. So is this gonna be another one of those?
Apparently, they cut out a lot of the like character development in the movie and like just kept all the action set pieces. But people didn't care about the action set
I
pieces.
mean, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomato reviews right now, just kind of looking over them. They aren't good. Let me see what some of the fresh ones are saying. Despite the silly names and bloated, Even these are the positive ones. Oh man.
The Hollywood Reporter gave it a positive review.
Dramatically and technically, Warcraft gives the concept of hybrid new punch. Not sure what that means.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I mean, the movie's not gonna do that well. I'm guessing the movie is.
Oh yeah.
We're not gonna get a sequel. I hope this doesn't affect Duncan Jones on going
But
forward.
it's called but it's called Warcraft: The Beginning in the UK.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah, it is.
didn't know that.
In the UK, it's like Warcraft: The Beginning. I'm like, it's starting something, but it's not gonna finish it.
Let's be honest. I'm gonna say it right now though. This bomb. This is not the video game movie that's gonna take us out of the slump. And
I
Assassin's
think
Creed.
Assassin's Creed could.
I'm here.
It looks really good.
No, I'm reading some. I'm reading bad things about that movie. Like
From who?
from the fact that they said that 30% of that movie takes place in medieval, like in the
Yeah,
back in the. That's
I read that. That was
horrible.
just.
That's horrible because that's and then like I don't know. I'm just
I think
hearing
that just might be all of the like action set pieces will be in the Spanish Inquisition era.
that's not what the game. The game is like you're pretty much always in the damn Spanish
Yeah,
Inquisition.
but but isn't the game also like an open Rome? The plot is terrible.
No, hell
It's
no.
convoluted as
The
hell.
plot for two is amazing. The
Oh,
plot,
okay. Yeah,
Assassin's
but
Creed 2's
isn't it
plot
like
is, but this
convoluted as
is a
hell?
random guy. This is nobody. This isn't. This is the concept of Assassin's Creed with none of the characters and nothing of the story. This is the concept. That's it. Like
Yeah.
this isn't none of the story. This is the concept of we're connected to our ancestors. We're going to use you to go back in time and make you part of the
Yeah.
Brotherhood. I'm worried as hell because the trailer didn't do it for me. The fact that they chose to use Kanye bothered the hell out of me. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I like
Whatever.
Kanye. So
I like Kanye too. Not on a medieval times trailer. But
the
whatever.
visuals though looked
Yeah,
like
the costume design, the movements look amazing, but everything outside of the Animus looks bad to me. Like with him being on that machine and talking, I'm just like, what's happening here? I'm worried about the movie. Hopefully, I'm wrong, and hopefully the movie's amazing, but I'm worried. But yeah,
I
that's
trust Fassbender. So
I trust.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
I haven't seen Macbeth, so I don't know how the director handled that.
It's on. I haven't seen it either, but it's on Amazon Prime. If you have that.
Okay, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the box office. Let's get into the news. Um, I'll mention this since we were talking about box office earlier. Zootopia passed $1 billion. It marks, I believe it was Disney's 11th film to hit over $1 billion. Is that what I read somewhere? Maybe.
Oh, it was 11th or 12th
Yeah,
somewhere.
something around that. Good for Disney. Zootopia is amazing. One of the best movies of the year. The message was great. Definitely worth watching. So let's start with where should we start? Should we start with the biggest story?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we most people loved the Star Wars, the Force Awakens, or they love Star Wars in general. And over the past week, there's been a few stories that have come out saying that Star Wars was having reshoots. Executives saw it and were upset at what they saw. There was even rumors saying that Edwards was being taken out. McQuarrie was putting in. Who else? There was two directors
Well,
that
that
were.
wasn't the rumor. The rumor was that Macquarie rewrote the script, and then he was going to be on set with Edwards
No, but
to work on story stuff.
there was a rumor about a director coming in. Who was it? Let me find out.
There's a different director, or like, there's someone else that like be on set with him, but I don't know. The main thing is that Rogue One's going through reshoots. Initial report said there was a test screening. This is from page 6, I believe. There was no test screening. There was a test screening, I guess, for the executives, and they were like, "This is not like." They were like, "This is a war movie, and we don't want that because the movie, I guess, ends like right before New Hope begins." So they want it to be the same tone. Which
Oh, yeah.
for me, I'm like, really? Did you not expect you hired Gareth Edwards? And you got all these people that worked on like Saving Private Ryan and Zero Dark 30 and Black Hawk Down, and they gave you a war movie, and you're sad about it?
Yeah, the director that was is going to be on set for the reshoots is the Bourne director. What's his name? Tony Gilroy, who is the writer of the Bourne films and has done films like Michael Clayton, Duplicity, and The Bourne Legacy. But he wrote the Bourne
Okay.
films. Um, so at first I was like, "Oh, this is stupid. It's just reshoot. It's fine." But then all the rumors started coming out, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, this is worrisome," because worrisome for me for two reasons. One is I'm worried that maybe the movie was bad, but then I'm also worried maybe the movie was an awesome war film that they just don't want, like that dark movie, like a war. Like you were saying, it's Gareth Edwards. He's known for story and darkness. What did you think he was going to do with this kind of movie? Supposedly the reshoots is to what was the word that they were using?
To add levity
Levity,
and
yeah.
make the tone more lighthearted.
More in the line of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So that
No,
bothered
it
me.
was no, it was for A New Hope
Oh, more New Hope.
it's a direct prequel. So they want so they said so they're like the tone has to be the same, and then like making StarWars.com, making StarWars.net, who gets a ton of scoops right, said that cast and crew are or crew members are speculating that they're going to be or estimating that they're going to be reshooting 40% of the movie, which
Yeah.
Disney came out and debunked. But I'm not sure if that could actually just be like an easy PR move
Well,
for
there
them. And if
was.
that is true, that is
I
insane.
heard that the reshoots were going to be 4 to 8 weeks. So
No,
that's
it's gonna be 8 weeks, 6 days a week.
that's insane. Yeah, that sounds like a
Summer.
lot. That sounds like a lot of reshoots. Like a lot of reshoots, which bothers me because I would want to see this cut of the film, a dark toned movie. Some people are saying that this is their way of putting in
Well,
Alden.
yeah, he's gonna have his one like cameo,
I
but
mean, maybe it's
I
more.
don't. I
Um,
I I doubt they're gonna have Han Solo be heavily involved in this one.
I don't know because like, are you worried at all? Like, are you not scared
Well,
that
yeah. I'm
they
more
now they have
like I have.
three directors that have somehow written something for the movie, and now like I mean, you had Edwards, you had McCurry or whatever his name is writing, and he was a part of it, and now you have Tony Gilroy, who's also a writer, and he is also going to be behind Edwards on camera, which has got to make Edwards feel like crap. Like that's never a good thing. Where you're like, oh, we're bringing another director to watch you. Okay, I'm being babysat by another guy who, let's be honest, hasn't done that many great movies. I mean, Michael Clayton was pretty good, but The Bourne Legacy was not. He's written a lot of great movies. I don't know, man. I'm worried because I feel
I
like
mean,
they're gonna mess it up by adding levity and all this other crap. Because I thought that the point of these spin-offs was to do things different, be a little darker, be a little different, like not have to fall into the Disney wheel of let's have levity and things like that, like The Force Awakens, which I love, but I don't want that in this one. I wanted a war movie.
yeah, I agree, and part of it is because they said that, or Disney execs apparently said that a war movie will have trouble being a four quadrant film, because of the dark tone. I can see it, but also like The Dark Knight was a four quadrant film. But it was also just a great movie, and I was 11 years old. I was 11 years old when that movie came out. I saw it. I probably shouldn't have seen it, but I saw it, and I was fine.
I don't know.
And that can appeal to girls that age too, if they like The Force Awakens, like, oh, a new Star Wars movie, and they'll get a new experience. The movie's good, they'll like it. What I'm worried is that the movie isn't good, and that Gareth Edwards made another Gareth Edwards film.
But okay, so
And
I'm not hearing that. I haven't heard that the movie's not good. I'm worried that it's not good. But it's all I've been
I've
reading
heard that
is.
I've heard from like the rumors are that the movie's good and they're reshooting to make it great. Which if that's the case, fantastic.
But that could also
I
be.
mean, I have full faith in Kathleen Kennedy. I have full faith in Lucasfilm. I have full faith in Disney as a company because Disney's only had one bomb this year, like Alice in Wonderland and the Finest Hour, or in the Finest Hours were bombs. But every other movie they've made has been great. In the last 6 months alone, they've had The Force Awakens, Jungle Book, Zootopia, and Civil War.
But then you hear lines like, "Oh, a source describes the cut as the feel of an actual war movie," and that
Which is what I want.
that the executives did not want that, which bothers me because I thought that's what when we were talking a while, like about a year ago, I mentioned that this was my most anticipated movie because of
Same.
of the fact that it could be a war film. Like
I said,
I was more excited about this than I was for the Force Awakens.
yeah,
And then
I said right after Star Wars Celebration that Rogue One was my most anticipated movie of 2016. I remember that caught you and Alex off guard because you guys thought it would have been like
yeah,
Civil War
I
or
thought it would have been that too.
BVS, but I was like, no, I'm more excited for Rogue One if it's going to be an actual war
But
film.
now it's
I'm
like
not.
if I would have known this, I would not think like that would not my choice would change because now it's not going to be this dark war film like I thought it was, and it's going to be more of a Force Awakens style film, and I don't know. I didn't want that, and that bothers me, and I don't know. I wanted something dark. Maybe we'll get a dark TV show the way that they do the Marvel stuff on Netflix, but I wanted something dark.
It's possible.
All right. Well, you don't have anything else to say? I guess we can move on.
No, I don't have anything else to add
Um,
besides I hope that's good.
yeah, I hope it's good too. So moving on. This is kind of in the same vein of Star Wars, but John Boyega, who is in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, was announced today to be the star of the Pacific Rim sequel, which is being directed by is it Stephen the Knight? Yep, Stephen the Knight with Guillermo
Yeah,
del
who
Toro set
did
to produce,
Spartacus?
and
I think.
he was the showrunner for season 1 of Daredevil. So it was season 1 was pretty much his kind of like vision. I believe it was the vision. So yeah, that's just pretty cool. There's an awesome picture of um of like a son and his father, and like some people swapped the faces of Idris Elba and John Boyega in its place, and I thought that was funny. Um, so I don't know what the story is. Nobody knows. This film, we thought we weren't going to get it. Turns out we are getting it. We are not using Guillermo del Toro. I'm assuming we're using Stephen the Knight because that way you can have the budget be what Guillermo del Toro wanted the original budget to be, about $60 million. Um, I'm not sure what this movie's going to be. You said you're not that excited about it. You like
Not
John
really. Like
Boyega,
the
but
like, yeah, I like John Boyega. The first one, I was like, oh, it's good, it's fine, but like I've tried to rewatch it, and it really isn't like a good movie besides the action sequences.
yeah.
Like the characters were awful. So when I found out that Guillermo del Toro wasn't doing the sequel, I actually got more excited for the movie. I was like, oh, it could be like could have actual characters, and John Boyega, I think, is a better actor than anyone in the first film besides Idris Elba, who, spoiler alert, can't come back.
Yeah.
So,
Wait,
because he died.
I don't remember that. I don't remember the end of the movie. I'm trying to think of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
did
but
die.
he died at the end.
Yeah. So
So it's like, oh, okay.
maybe
As
this.
long as they have their Independence Day speech,
Yeah,
I'll
that was
see
on
it.
last. Maybe Boyega's his son or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm glad that Stephen the Knight is getting a chance to be the director. Guillermo del Toro is just producing, so I don't know if he's going to be that hands on. I'm sure
He's doing a Cold War movie, I think.
which is cool.
So like I'm excited for that. I'm more excited for that than I was than him doing Pacific Rim 2.
Let's see what else we have here. What else we got here? We got some Transformers news. Yay! Transformers. Dun, dun, dun. Excitement, explosions. Yeah, everybody get excited. Anthony
I'm
Hopkins is
excited.
in Oh my God, you better be lying. This better be a
No,
joke. This better
no,
be a joke, Dylan.
I've been excited
No,
like for
Dylan.
Transformers
No,
5 the
Dylan.
entire time.
No, Dylan. Dylan, no.
I haven't
All
even
right.
seen the fourth one.
I did. Half of
Oh,
it. It counts. Huh?
Oh well, that was the good half.
No, I saw the
It
beginning.
only got worse.
I saw the beginning. It was awful. I mean, it was stupid. So there was all this hoopla about, oh my God, the Transformers writing room is amazing. There's all these great people. And Michael Bay's name wasn't attached, and they were like, we're going to get a new director. And it's like this thing where, like, you hear that, like, that one ball hog on your basketball team left the team, and now everybody's happy because now we actually get to play together. And we're all on the practice
It's just
doing
like
our
the
thing.
Warriors with Monte Ellis.
Yeah, we're doing our thing. We're all excited. We're doing teamwork. And then he walks in, and the whole team goes, "Fuck, he's back." Half the team quits. They decided we're not gonna play this year. Like it's Michael Bay is the Kobe Bryant of ball
Hey,
hoggery.
Kobe won 5 championships though.
Yeah, Michael Bay makes a lot of money. There we go. Same analogy. But nobody wants to play with that dude. Nobody.
There, there's
No.
there was enough players, not towards the end of his career, but like Pau Gasol loved Kobe,
Yeah,
and Bynum was
Paul
effective when he
Gasol
was a
left
Laker,
to
and then
Chicago.
well, yeah, he left because the Lakers management was so shitty to him.
No star wanted to play with Kobe, and Michael Bay is Kobe. He does whatever he wants, and he gets the job done his way, nobody else's way. If it falls in your face, it happens. I love Kobe. I think he's awesome, but he only does one thing: scores. Michael Bay, I love what he does. Michael Bay.
He was like all defensive team for like a decade.
Really?
Yeah, that's half the.
I mean,
That's half the game.
I'll say yeah, but
offense.
Kobe on offense doesn't pass the ball. He doesn't rebound. I mean, whatever. Michael Bay is like
Kobe assists.
Whatever. Michael Bay is like he does one thing well: make things go boom. And he's got Anthony Hopkins coming here to be in his movie, along with the rumored Shia LaBeouf making an appearance again. Hopefully that's a joke.
Oh, really?
There was some rumor online that they're like, oh, Shia LaBeouf might be making a comeback in this movie along with Mark Wahlberg, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Dude, that'd be awesome.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen because Shia LaBeouf's on a road trip right now, picking up strangers on the highway. So I don't know if that's gonna happen because he might get murdered doing dumb shit like that, where he's randomly picking up hitchhikers on the highway on his road trip across the world just because he wants to. I'm seeing all these pictures of people saying, "Look who I met." Looking like a hobo at a diner. Okay. Well, you're excited for this for some reason. Don't know why. Who is?
I mean, I like the first, third, and fourth Transformers movies. The second one's horrible, and I can see why people wouldn't like the later ones. But I watched them and I was like, oh, I had a good time. Sure, I'll go see Michael Bay blow shit up again.
Okay, so the good thing is that the lead actress that we're gonna get in this one, Michael Bay can't sleep with. Okay, so that's a good thing.
Why is she?
Because she's 14 years old. Okay, so we know that he's not hiring her because of her looks. Because
what's her name?
Isabel something. I mean, she's a pretty girl, but she's 14, Michael Bay. Okay, so we know that you're not going after your Victoria's Secret models. Good for you.
It's actually like disappointing.
Because you wanted her to be like some Victoria's Secret model to be half naked, glowing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the fakest
That's
shade
the fun of these movies.
The fakest shade of gold you've ever seen.
Where's Marky Mark's daughter? My friends and I still quote the Dad. We gotta start getting rid of all this junk.
So it says here.
It was iconic.
I don't get this because did she die because in the first one? Because here it says that this Nickelodeon star who is 14 years old is going to be the role opposite of Mark Wahlberg.
What the fuck?
So, okay, and then I am excited because you are getting Gerard Carmichael to be in this. That's the rumor, and he's the dude from the black guy from Neighbors. And he's funny.
Okay.
I like the Carmichael show. I think that's him. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's him though. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Okay. I don't know. I'm not excited about this. You are. You like Michael Bay. You think Michael Bay is the greatest thing to walk on Earth. So good for you.
I do not think that at all. I mean, I don't know. Apparently, 15 hours or 13 hours was good. I haven't seen it.
I like that
movie.
I like that movie, but you want to know why I like that movie?
Because it wasn't Transformers.
No. There was no way that Michael Bay could have put half-naked women in that movie. No way. Like, there's just no way. I'm like, where would they come from? Like, if one of the journalists would have just been in a bikini in that movie, I would have walked out. Like, we are being shot at by bullets. There is no time to legitimately be half-naked and banging people. And Michael Bay couldn't do it in this one. And it's actually really dark. It's actually a really dark movie, really gritty. Mark Ellis gave it a 5 out of 5, so.
Yeah, he did. That's why I want to see it. I didn't get around to watching it.
Kristen gave it like a 3.5.
He gave it a 3.
Yeah, it's
gave it a 3.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It might have been like 20 minutes too long, but the action is really amazing. It gets tense.
Okay.
So I enjoyed it, and it's probably the second best Michael Bay movie I've ever seen, probably. For me.
Okay.
Maybe the third.
Only behind C4.
The third, because The Rock and Bad Boys 1 I really like. So, all right, moving on. Holy shit, I forgot about this. So we have a new director for The Flash. This was actually a story. I forgot about this story. So
I did too.
we're getting. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's last name, so I'm gonna say Rick Famuyiwa. He's the director of
I
Dope.
don't. Yeah,
So I like Dope. You loved Dope. I
I love Dope. I
yeah
saw it 5 times last year,
yeah. It was
at
your favorite
least.
movie of the year.
It was my
Third.
favorite indie film. It was my third.
Yeah.
Creed and Force Awakens were
Yeah,
higher.
so I enjoyed Dope. I thought Dope was really good. I thought Dope had a really great story, really great moments. I think that there's moments in Dope that I didn't like. Like I mentioned it before, I didn't like the sibling girl and her brother, the siblings, but you liked them. You thought they were funny.
Yeah, I
Um,
like the entire. I like everything in the movie.
so getting a director like this shows me that we're gonna have comedy in this movie because Dope was funny and Dope could have been a darker tone movie, but Dope was legitimately funny and handled real issues at the same time. So that makes me excited because you have a director that did Dope and he's tackling The Flash, which is supposed to be lighthearted and funny, and Dope was lighthearted at times and it was funny. He's also a black director. Awesome that he's getting a chance because we don't have as many black directors as we could have. This is a better choice than the first director because this guy actually directed a movie, and Seth Graham Smith, I think he's like a music director, music video director, something like that. I think that's what the director that was fired, or
He was the. He may have been. He wrote like Abraham Lincoln Vampire
yeah.
Hunter and
So
Dark Shadows.
his script is still being used for this, and the film, but the treatment was handled by Lord and Miller. So that
Okay.
hopefully they were able to fix some things there. But I'm super excited about this. How about you?
Oh
Oh,
yeah. When I
wait.
saw
I
this,
will mention though, this director of Dope does have a resume that goes pretty long, and his resume isn't great. It's an okay resume. Dope is probably his best movie, but he does have a few stinkers on his resume. I will say that. Now you can go.
Okay. Well, I've only seen Dope, and I love that movie. And so because of this directing hire, it's now one of my most anticipated movies of 2018 because it has the director of Dope. So it's gonna be Rick. I don't know his last name. Rick. First
Fam,
name basis with
yeah,
him.
you're that cool for me. You love the movie
Rick's.
that much that he contacted. He was like, you know what, dude,
Yeah.
just call me Rick, man. We're cool.
Yes, call him Rick. 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 So I was super excited for his follow up to Dope. I didn't know what it was gonna be. Now I know it's The Flash. Can't wait for that. And I also love Ezra Miller. And Ezra Miller is one of my favorite actors in Hollywood.
He hasn't.
So
He's
I'll
been
see
pretty
anything I can be
inactive
in.
though lately. He hasn't
Did
been
you see the Stanford prison experiment?
no, but you keep telling me to watch that. Is
He
that
was
that's on
really
Netflix,
good in
right?
it. Maybe I don't know.
Is that on HBO?
It was on VOD a few
Hmm.
weeks ago.
All right, so yeah,
He
you
might
keep
be.
I didn't even know he was in that.
Yeah, he's in it. That movie has a ton of like really good like young actors. Ty Sheridan's in it. One of the actors from Awkward is in it, which I recognized him, and I was like, oh shit, it's
Interesting.
Jake from
Interesting.
Awkward.
Interesting.
The movie has an insane amount of young talent. Like,
Interesting.
I think in like 20 years we'll go back and we'll look at that movie and we'll be like, damn, this movie has yeah, it will be the equivalent of watch a movie now and be like, oh shit, the movie has like Ben Affleck and
Yeah.
James Franco and Jonah Hill and
Interesting. I definitely have
like
to watch
Matthew
it.
McConaughey
You
and
have told me several times to watch that movie, so I definitely have to do that.
it's good.
So I am excited, more excited for Dope. But I'm also, I mean, for Dope, for the Flash, because of the fact that with all the shakeup that's happened and DC trying to like refocus their approach to the movies and trying to bring some lightheartedness back into their DC universe, getting a director like the director of Dope, who mostly does comedies, does get me excited. So I am very excited about that film. Let's see what else we have here. Since we are on the DC universe, did you see the trailer for the Ultimate Edition of Dawn of Justice?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I'm super excited to see the Ultimate Edition. I'm actually gonna buy it digitally and then buy the Blu-ray probably because I just don't want to wait 2 weeks.
I,
The
s-
3 weeks
I
how
saw
long it is?
I saw it and I was like, this is probably the best trailer that of all the trailers. This is the one that would have gotten me more excited to watch the film because I don't know. It just seemed it was a really well put together trailer, and I could be saying that because of the fact that I saw the movie and I really hated the movie. And there are moments in here where I'm like, so much footage was cut out, so much footage.
Yeah, a half hour was cut out.
Dear Jesus. I think like Schnepp from the movie talk, the half an hour isn't gonna fix some of my problems like plot point problems and certain structure problems, but it might fix the pacing problems for me. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to. It's not gonna fix the Martha thing. It's not gonna fix the unless they explain why. A lot of the footage was about what happened in Africa, so maybe that'll explain the Lois Lane and How Superman and all that other stuff, because there's so much problems with that movie for me. So I am excited to watch this. What happened?
Oh, I was gonna say that the Africa thing is still the only. I said the movie 3 times, and that's the only plot point that I still don't comprehend why it's in the movie. Everything else, I'm like, oh well, that leads to that. That leads. Oh, okay, I can
In
see
all
like
honesty,
the
I
movie.
don't.
Africa thing, I'm like, I don't.
I don't even.
It's
There's
there.
there's things like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor shouldn't even be in the movie. Honestly, like if you cut him out of that
Yeah.
movie and figured out a different way to introduce Doomsday, that would have been so much better.
Well, yeah,
His
but
character.
the whole
No, but I'm
reason
just
for the
saying
fight.
if there would have been a different way to introduce him, it would have been better. Like you could have him out completely out of the movie and found some other way. I don't know. I don't. Whatever. I mean, let's not get into that. But I don't get it. All right. So I'm excited when this thing does come out. I'm sure we'll talk about it. We'll have our thoughts on it on the podcast as well. So next we have. I don't even want to talk about this. We were talking about X-Men Apocalypse earlier. Bryan Singer said that he wants a standalone film for Mystique. He did say, I think Mystique's right for a standalone. Whether it's with Jennifer Lawrence or not, she has a different view of the world. We don't need one. We don't need one at all. Because, no, and not because I don't like Mystique or Jennifer Lawrence, because we got her origin story. We have her entire, we have almost all of her life in the 3 movies. We got where she came from. The only thing we don't get is why she is that, and the reason she is that is because she was born that way. We don't need that. We now at the point. Spoiler alert: the point of the ending of the movie, she is a leader in the ending of Apocalypse. Spoiler, I guess. Maybe is that a spoiler? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe people thought she was gonna
That's a
die.
spoiler.
People thought she was gonna die. I guess I don't know. Yeah. So she is like a major key component of the movie at the end. If you make a solo movie from her, it's just going to be another X-Men movie. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point at all. There's better characters in the X-Men universe that could deserve better standalone movies. The fact that Cyclops doesn't have one, the fact there's just plenty of other characters that are just better than her.
I mean, if they make this, I'll see it because really enjoy the X-Men cinematic universe so far. But I do think if they were gonna make it, a pretty cool time frame to put it in would be the time frame between First Class and Apocalypse.
Oh, within those 10 years.
But
this would make
we
no
can
money,
see
though.
what broke down between her and Magneto. We could see what happened.
Wait,
in that entire.
you're saying between Days of Future Past and First Class?
Yeah.
How many years passed between that movie? Do you know?
10.
So it's 10 years both times?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 63, 73, 83, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So I'd be down to see that.
But
Like if they,
but why,
I'm not sure any other.
money wise, what's the point?
Oh, I agree. I don't think they should make it. But I'm saying if they would, I'd be like, oh, they could put it in that time frame. J-Law wants to come back. I'm in the minority. I thought J-Law had one horrible line delivery in Apocalypse, but I thought for the most part, I was like, oh, she's fine. I thought that her character progression made sense for what she believed in the previous films. I was like, okay, I don't see why everyone hates her. She's not in the movie that much.
I didn't understand her motives in this movie though. Apocalypse. I didn't get why. I guess because of the fact that it is another 10 years. I didn't get how we got to that point. Like the ending of Days of Future Past. And then the ending, and then the beginning of this one, I'm like, we needed to know what happened in those 10 years. Like, why did she get to that point? Like, I didn't get it.
What happens at the end of Days of Future Past, where Mystique is Stryker, and then
that went out the window.
I'm not gonna say any more spoilers, but you watch Apocalypse and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, there's. I mean, there's not many major plot point things that are gonna spoil the movie, though. To be honest, like major twists that are gonna spoil the movie. Can you think?
I just don't want to spoil.
No, but I'm saying, can you think of any major spoiler, like major? Oh my god, plot points.
I mean, the Magneto in the forest seems very
That
effective.
was
If you
probably
don't know what's
that was
coming up.
probably the best. Magneto's storyline is probably the best thing ever. And
It starts off the best.
yeah. I mean, because if you really,
Honestly,
the
when it
ending was
showed
good.
him where he was, I was like, oh damn, I I would love a Magneto spinoff that just shows the 10 years between Days of Future Past and Apocalypse.
What I do love about this new trilogy is that we did get legitimate three three actual standalone style movies. We got Professor X's life, we
Hmm.
got Magneto's life, and we got Mystique's life. To me, these three movies combined are like three movies about these three characters where you
It's a
don't
really
need
solid
yeah
team.
three you don't where you don't need much more. Yeah, it would be interesting to see Magneto's what happened in those 10 years, but I feel like it'd be very boring because like he's
Well,
like so
I'm the person that my favorite part of Age of Ultron is the farm scene with Hawkeye.
you're like,
So
oh my
I'd be
god,
like, so, and they had an hour and a half of Magneto
in
just
the
like,
woods
just
chopping, in the woods just
yeah.
chopping.
Oh, I'm in. I'm in. He's back in those woods. They're planting the seeds for X-Men 3.
Oh, and I get what you guys said about last week. I mentioned I was like, what when you guys were saying about he's in the woods again. I was like, oh, that's stupid. It did make sense. And you guys did say it. Oh,
Yeah.
it made sense. It was awesome. That move that part was like, oh shit, this is good. And even when he does something later on, when he confronts people in a warehouse, I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. um,
Yeah.
yeah, he was the best part of that movie. But yeah, him and Professor X, I
Him and
love,
McAvoy.
I love them, and I hope that they do come back, and I hope that the New Mutants is what I wanted this movie to be, where it's like they are teachers. You know what I mean? Like I want that. I want to spend time at that school, like you, where if it's 2 hours of Macy Williams' Wolf character and whoever and Alexander Ship's Storm character in class learning, and we get a coming of age teen X Men movie, thumbs up. I'm cool for that
Yeah.
because I want, like I've always said, I want that school X Men movie. All right, let's cap this off for our final three stories here. We have Friday the 13th, the new one, is going to be a origin story for Jason Voorhees, where his mother will appear, Pamela Voorhees. So it is going to be a legitimate reboot where we get an origin story, even though I thought the last one was an origin story, but guess not.
Well, this is a reboot.
Yeah, but we just got a reboot.
That's fair enough.
Because that wasn't that one that Michael Bay produced a reboot.
I know basically nothing about this franchise, so I
Because
can't really
this is a
talk about it.
reboot by Platinum Dooms, which is Michael Bay's company, but he just rebooted it like 5 6 years ago, and it's a reboot again.
Oh, that's confusing. I don't know.
No, but it's just like we literally just rebooted the shit like 5 years ago, and now we're rebooting it again.
Hey,
Whatever.
Michael Bay does whatever Michael Bay wants. He's the new James Cameron, but with 1% of the talent.
I mean, this should get you excited. It is being written by the Prisoners director, and you really did like Prisoners, right? Or was that Alexander?
Denny Villeneuve.
No.
I'm not
It's
sure
being
that's
written.
last-
It's being written by the writer of
Oh,
that.
okay, sure. I mean,
Come on,
that
Dylan.
gets me
Get
that gets me
excited.
interested.
He's like, that gets me to open the page and
I
look
mean,
at.
they'll basically like if the movie's good, as with all horror films, if the movie gets good reviews, I'll see it. If the
Okay.
movie's like
All right, so you're
like
never,
Annabelle,
So you're not watching this movie.
no.
You're not watching this
What?
movie. There's no way you're watching this movie. 'Cause there's no way in hell this movie's gonna
If
be
it's
good.
good,
It's not gonna be.
it might
good.
be.
No.
You don't know.
Dylan, the last. I can't even tell you what the last good Friday the 13th movie was. Like
Friday the 13th.
the first one. Okay. No, because
Yeah, probably.
the first one and the second one, which was from the
I haven't seen any
80s.
of them, so I can't say.
All right, moving on here.
Okay, wait. Do you think? What do you? If you had to switch between these four movies, which one do you watch? Do you watch Transformers 5, the Tetris trilogy,
Oh my god.
the Emoji movie, or this?
Who's making the Emoji movie again?
Sony.
Damn it. If you would have said DreamWorks or Pixar, I would have been like, I'm on board. Or even Illumination. Illumination has some good movies sometimes. Didn't they do the Despicable Me
Sony.
movies?
Yeah, but they also had Minions.
Oh man. Wait, what good animation movies has Sony made?
Let me look.
If you can't think of it, don't even bother looking because that's not a good sign. Never mind.
They made Ice Age.
Okay, no. Let's just stop
And,
there.
no,
Let's just stop there.
they made a Surf's Up. We're getting a sequel to
Dear
Surf's Up.
God, no.
We're getting. Oh, actually, no. Arthur Christmas was great.
Oh, I did like that movie. Okay, so what was okay? So
Audio Chance and Meatballs.
we have the Emoji Movie, Transformers.
Transformers, Tetris.
I would go for Tetris.
That's so sad.
Just because but because I heard IGN, Damon from IGN say a good premise about how it's not the Tetris part of it is so small, like it's like coding or something. I'm like, all right, that's so amazing. Like there's a coding inside of the Tetris game and some crazy shit happens. I don't know. I heard him say that, but like, I mean, you would pick Transformers, obviously, but obviously for you, there's no way you're picking the Emoji Movie. Well, what is the Emoji Movie? Are we just gonna be watching emojis with faces?
Yeah.
What is that movie gonna be?
But apparently there was a bidding war for it.
But what's the movie?
It's gonna take. I think it's gonna take place like entirely inside a smartphone. I think like Wreck-It Ralph style.
That's cool.
Yep.
Wreck-It Ralph is awesome. So, but their emojis don't have. They're just faces.
Yeah, they're emojis.
If it wasn't
I
Sony,
would rather go see Angry Birds 2.
If it wasn't Sony, I'd be
Reddit
excited
leaks.
about that. Because it could be smart. Could be.
Oh, and the Emoji Movie is has already partnered with brand name apps in order to be accurate.
Moving on. So Pitch Perfect 3 has lost its director. Elizabeth Banks won't be back for Pitch Perfect 3. Right now they are currently looking for a director to replace her. Interesting choice. She was rumored for was it Captain Marvel? She was in the list. They gave out like there was 10 directors that Disney said they were looking at. So I'm curious if that's why she's not doing this. It's because she's actually legitimately in the running for this. Pitch Perfect 2 made $287.5 million. I thought it was a fine sequel. It was okay. Not better than the first. Forgettable.
I thought it was very forgettable. Like I remember I walked out and I was like, wow, that's everything that I was worried the first one would be.
It's like Magic Mike 2, where it was like, oh man, you expected it even better because the first one was so good. So she did a fine job. I think this is her second directorial film. The first one.
That was her first.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, this is good first try. I mean, solid movie, a solid 3. I think I'd give it like a 3. It's solid.
I give it like a 2.5.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd probably make it routed, but not by much.
All right. So yeah, she's gone. I'm not sure, or do I care who's going to direct the third one? Because I think the Pitch Perfect movies have a formula that we feel after seeing the second one is going to be very similar. So you can't really fuck it up that much.
They also pushed back the release date to holiday 2017.
Yeah,
2018, whatever year it comes out.
I'm curious as to what she's going to do next and why she turned down or maybe.
Well, I read that she turned it down because of family commitment. But she's still going to appear in the movie, which I'm like, okay.
Kids? Does she have kids?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, that's all we have for news, unless you have something else. If not, we can move over to Blu-ray.
I don't think there was any bullshit like Sharknado 5 news or Sharknado 4, which I can't wait for. Sharknado: The Fourth Awakens comes out this summer.
All right. So we have what do we have here? Okay, so we have a few movies that are coming out this week. And Blu-ray. One is really great. Actually, 2 are pretty good. 3 are really good, actually. Holy shit. There's a couple movies here. So we have Zootopia. We've praised the movie. It's one of the best animated movies of
probably my second favorite Disney movie.
All time? Or...
Out of the Disney animated movies. Not counting Pixar. If you're counting Pixar, it'd be
so all time, like Aladdin, Little Mermaid, all that other stuff too?
Yeah, for me it goes a Goofy movie #1.
Oh my god. Dude, you're
Never
awesome
be
for
topped.
saying that because I love the Goofy movie. No, I mean, it would be in my top 5. Honestly, Zootopia, I rewatched it because it was on digital.
Yeah.
I rewatched it.
The writing's super tight.
Yesterday, or either yesterday or the day before, and it's amazing. Like, writing is so on the nose about, like, they need to show this movie in classes. This is, like, so legitimately great.
I saw on Reddit that it...
beautiful.
It's
so gorgeous.
Saw on Reddit that in elementary school was showing Minions. Fuck that shit.
Oh my god.
Show's Utopia.
It's Zootopia is amazing. They should show it. It looks beautiful, great. The pitch perfect voice acting.
Hmm.
Everything about the movie is amazing. I love it. You loved it as
The
well.
song's even good.
Oh, the Shakira song, yeah.
Shakira song.
Agree. Great movie, definitely worth watching. So the other two movies that are, or there's the other two movies that major, or I'm gonna call them major, are both small budget movies, but they're both really good. One is 99 Homes. Now, is this a re-release or is this finally coming out on Blu-ray?
This is a re-release, I believe.
Nope, it's not.
It's not. It's just now coming out.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well then go ahead. And, I
So
haven't seen
99
it.
Homes is amazing. Watch. You like Andrew Garfield,
Oh
right?
wait, no, no, I know what it is. It was Best Buy exclusive until this week.
Okay. Watch 99 Homes, man. It's fucking. You love Andrew Garfield? Watch this movie. He is so good. Michael
Okay.
Shannon is amazing. I think he was nominated for a Golden Globe in this for this role in this movie. Such a good movie. If you do watch it, let me know what you think because it's so good. The other one is Mr. Right, which stars Anna Kendrick and Sam Rockwell and Tim Roth, and it was written by Max Landis, and it's about a girl who can't find love and falls in love with a hitman, and it's really good. It's probably Max Landis's best movie ran, probably.
You thought that it was
Maybe behind Chronicle, probably.
really good.
I liked it.
Oh,
Did
I
you?
saw it.
You didn't like it?
I no, I liked it, but I liked it because I thought that it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so out there, stupid.
Like for
Yeah, I liked
me,
it was
if
fun.
so I went in knowing Max Landis wrote it,
Me
but
too.
if I went in not knowing that, within 10 minutes,
You
I
were-
would have been. Who's the only writer that I know of that's just so batshit insane but could actually get this made?
So
It'd be Max Landis.
I will say
I,
it's,
I I thought the first act was very rocky, but once it like gets into its groove, it's pretty enjoyable.
I
It's
will
fun.
say that it's not great, but it's fun. It's fun. Like the premise is so out there and crazy, but Anna Kendrick and Sam Rockwell just make it work. Like it's so out there and ludicrously crazy that it's so stupid, but it's so funny or so fun. And I love Anna Kendrick and I love Sam Rockwell, so maybe that's why I like this so much. What else we have?
I like both of them as well, so I really enjoyed watching it. Hell, I even like Anna Kendrick so much. Then I'm gonna go watch that damn Zac Efron movie because her and Zac Efron are in it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that too because I like the entire cast. It's probably gonna suck though, but
Oh yeah, the trailer looks really bad.
yeah, it's rated R, right? I think it's rated R
It
comedy.
has to be right.
Yeah, there's like 17 sex jokes in the damn trailer. So besides that, let's see what we have here. We have Kill Your Friends, which stars Nicholas Hoult. Have you seen this movie or heard of it? I feel like I've seen the trailer for this.
I've not heard of it. It's
Um,
Kill Your. Oh nope, I've not. I don't know anything about this.
we have two. We have one film coming out on Blu-ray called "The Girl Who Leapt Through Time." This looks like the. Nope, it's an anime. Don't know anything about that one.
Okay.
We have some Game of Thrones stuff coming out. We have Jarhead 3. Didn't know there was a Jarhead 2.
I didn't know that there's a Jarhead one.
Well, Jake Gyllenhaal and I think Jamie Foxx are in the first one.
Oh, okay.
What else we have here?
The Blindest Beast. I'm not sure what it is exactly.
13 Hours comes out.
Hail Caesar.
And
In
wait,
13 hours.
wow, damn, why did they put this so low? Okay, so yeah, we have Hail Caesar. I haven't seen. I heard it's just meh to okay. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but I'm excited to watch it because of Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah, I heard he's one of the best parts. It's one of the lesser popular Coen brother films. We also have 13 Hours. Actually, we were talking about that movie. 13 Hours comes out. I recommend watching it if you want to see a gritty rated R action movie, which actually takes itself serious in a good way. There isn't no cheesy. I mean, we still have the Michael Bay isms of slow motion and extra golden tan people, where you're like, nobody looks like that, Michael Bay. Stop covering them in gold. Like, Michael Bay thinks sweat is amazing. So we have that coming out. Definitely worth watching for me.
We also have Maliza. Not sure how you
Oh, that's
pronounce it,
the
but
that's
this
the
got
animated movie.
amazing buzz last
Yeah,
year. I
this
never got a
is
chance to watch it, but I've heard that it's fantastic, and a lot of people that saw it were like, "Damn, this this should probably win Best Animated." A lot of people
yeah.
thought that watched it
Yeah, it was one of the
over
movies that
Inside
was
Out.
up there. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything that's coming out that I can see
Is
here.
that Roots the complete? Oh, actually,
That's the
I've actually
original.
seen Roots.
The
I've seen
original,
it.
the
It's all
original or
right.
the new one?
The original,
Oh yeah,
because we were forced to watch it in my history class.
the new one that's on the History Channel right now, going on like the series. I think it's like a 4-part miniseries or something. It's like
Hmm.
I heard it's amazing. I watch
Oh,
TV
really?
Talk, yeah, and they were praising the hell out of it. It's hard to watch though. Like
Oh, okay,
it's like
cool.
12 Years of Slave, great and hard to watch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Oh, we also have Ice Age 4 movie. Want to
oh
catch
my
up
god.
for Collision Course?
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else here that's really worth talking about. Next week,
Vinyl. If you don't have HBO and you want to watch,
I watch
let's
TV
look some of
Talk,
the
and the
mediocre
only guy that
movie.
I know that actually watches this
Yeah, it's David
is
Griffin.
David Griffin. So I don't know. He praises this show, and he gets me fun
He
of it every
likes it.
time.
Sasha hates it.
Yeah, well, everybody on the panel hates it except for him. So, um,
That's true.
yeah, so that's what's coming out. Nothing real spectacular, but pretty much that brings us to the end of the show. Dylan, have you been working on anything? Your podcast, your sports, your
Uh,
Twitters?
you should. I'll start uploading stuff next week. It's finals week this week, so I just want to like focus on finishing strong, and then I can work this summer on content and such. Follow me on Twitter at Dylan Mickanen, Dylan Mickanen. I tweet about basketball and movies a lot. And I'll watch my stuff on YouTube, I guess, youtube.com/The Avocado Prodigy. I haven't uploaded in a while, but if you want to watch some good old, like,
Gameplay?
seventh grade me, you can watch some
Yeah,
cool
you have
gameplay.
some some cool gameplay. I've seen some of your gameplay videos. You and your friends have too much fun with fucking the zombie
Plants vs.
Yeah,
Zombies.
like the amount of fun. Like I don't know how old you were, but the amount of fun you
Oh,
have,
we had just started high school when this first
the
when
amount
those
of
videos.
fun you guys had of just watching things go like this, go straight. And you're like, oh my god. I'm like, oh my god. This is like it's like the ultimate basketball game apparently. So from
It's
me.
hype.
For me, I have a ton of stuff that I could put out any moment. Like literally, I have like 2 videos on my channel right now. I have a Zac Efron top 10 that's done. It's on there. I just have to put it live. And I have a Batman one that's on there and I have to put it live. I'm trying to rework my wrestling talk. Figure out a different way to make that more fun. And also, then I know you occasionally watch wrestling, but wrestling's
Yeah.
doing a draft soon. Maybe we can get together and do a
Oh,
random
really?
draft where you have one show and I have the other. Especially from you, where you barely watch, and I'm going to be interested in who you think is
No
the
way,
relevant.
Jose. No way, Jose is my first overall pick.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that it'll make fun if we get the chance to do that whenever. Just you randomly picking people that you like. This guy
I went
might be
to an
relevant.
NXT show
Oh yeah, that's
and I just like rooted for the face every single match except for they had like the like the NXT like Divas Championship or Women's Championship
awesome.
and they had that at the house show. And I don't know either person's name, but the contender was a really hot blonde chick,
Oh
so
my
I just
god,
started rooting for her.
was she wearing a black fitted?
Maybe.
Did she come out with like a white tank top and a black hat
I
to like hip hop music? Because if
I
that
think
is,
so.
her name is Liv Morgan, and she is insanely hot. Like
Yeah, I
insanely
was like,
hot.
my entire section was cheering for the champion, and when every time she got a hit in, I was like, let's go!
I have no idea. I don't think she's very good at wrestling, but every time I see her, I'm like, you are insanely hot. I don't know, she's hot, but I don't know. I just think it'd be stupid and fun to do something like that. I want to do it, but I'm like, I don't think anybody would be stupid enough to join me in my random draft of WWE characters. Just
Oh,
because-
I'd be down. I'm gonna draft Roman Reigns #2.
have you seen No Way Jose fight?
I saw him that one match.
So,
No,
did you see what his
legit,
finisher is?
I don't think so.
He loads up like a fake baseball, like he's like a pitcher, and then he throws it, and then he punches you. He winds up in the corner like he's about to throw, like he's winding up
that's
to throw,
incredible.
like, and then he throws it, and then it's a punch. Like that's almost as stupid as Xavier Woods on one of the shows doing a Street Fighter one of these, and going like this and hitting the like whoever he was fighting in the chest, and the guy falling back. and like he did like what they call it, a Street Fighter Hadouken or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I
He
know what you're
was
talking.
he was doing this, and he just went. It was stupid. Wrestling is stupid, but it's fun. So yeah, for me,
I mean,
maybe top tens, maybe that wrestling thing. I am working on a new format for my wrestling stuff. I don't know. I just think it'd be fun because like there's graphics happening and nobody wants it, but I think it might be fun to mix things up because wrestling has been pretty boring most shows.
hey, we got that Roman Reigns title run.
Yeah, everybody loves that. Can you tell? Everybody loves that. Everybody loves seeing him on TV, 24/7.
So bad.
He's so boring. So boring.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy.
It's like,
Or whatever his promo is. That he did, like,
I'm
two
not. It's like,
episodes.
but the problem is, he could make that so cool if he would just stop laughing. Like, say, like, I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just the guy. No, he starts laughing. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy.
Well, They
I want me to slap him
they
in front
do
of him.
have to fill 3 hours on that show.
God, I loved because on
Can't be efficient with their
on
time.
one of the shows, somebody made fun of him saying like, AJ was like, "We get it. Your line sucks. Stop saying it."
Yeah.
I was like, "Thank
Yeah,
you."
I'm sad that 2 of my top picks
No.
got released in the spring cleansing. Hornswoggle and Santino Marella.
All right, well, let's end the show because we're getting on to some wrestling tangent and people are like, what the fuck is this? Pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, we back next week. Alexander will be here. He'll handle the Blu-rays next week because, as you can tell, me and Dylan were just looking for anything that stood out for us. Alexander actually has a format where he actually finds shit. We were just kind of like, this looks good. Oh, shit, this movie's coming out. We were just kind of all over the place. Pretty much, we'll be back next week and we'll talk movies. You can find us on iTunes at Movie Backlog Podcast and anywhere podcasts are available. See ya.
Yep. See ya.